music. Yeah! Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long while since I've uploaded a video, and that is because I was actually quarantined for the last about like 8 weeks for my board examinations, and I'm finally done. I got my final scores back today, and I am just, whew, I'm so like relieved. Like, sorry I keep saying like, but yo, your girl was stressed. That whole process was honestly an experience that I wouldn't say I'd want to, relive again. But going forward, I know that my board exams will be much easier for me to handle, because now I know things that I would have done differently, and now I know how to actually like structure my dedicated learning time. So I actually took 2 board exams, each 8 and 9 hours, so 17 hours in total. And I took the COMLEX Level 1 and USMLE Step 1. So I go to a DO school, so we have to take COMLEX Level 1, but I also took USMLE Step 1 so that I'd be more competitive and more attractive to more residency programs when I graduate. This entire process was a lot for me because the months leading up to dedicated, I was suffering with a lot of anxiety and having panic attacks because I had a lot of like family issues going on in the background, and then I just started like overthinking, and I was thinking that once I started dedicated that maybe something bad would happen, and I was just having this feeling of impending doom, which obviously is anxiety, and it was more like panic attacks because my heart would be like racing sometimes when I didn't really like feel like I was like stressing out about something. And I would go to the some of my doctor's appointments, like just regular checkup appointments. I would go, my blood pressure was like 150, 160, and they're like, what's going on with you? And I'm like, nothing, I'm just like a medical student and I'm anxious and stuff like that. But I actually saw a therapist once, which was semi-helpful, just because like I think she just kind of put things in perspective, and then I kind of realized why I was being anxious, and it was a lot of it was overthinking. I was just thinking about the future and assuming that like something bad would happen, because I was just kind of used to like crazy random unfortunate events happening to my family, and it was just like a lot, like I think, and I didn't realize that until she put things into perspective for me. So I actually went to see her just once, and then after that I was obviously doing a lot of prayer and just trying to like meditate and ground myself. So the prayer and meditation, all that stuff was helping. But then when I would take another practice test, and if my score like decreased significantly, the panic attacks came back again, and I literally could not focus. So I would say like the first like week or 2 weeks of dedicated, my brain was just like all over the place. I couldn't get my focus right. So what actually ended up working was acupuncture, and I did, I think, 6 sessions if I'm not mistaken. And at my final session, my anxiety and heart palpitations and panic attacks actually like went away. Like I could study and focus so much better. So I did my last acupuncture, and then I actually went home to my parents' house in Rhode Island, and I was able to study there and be with my family. And that also helped too, because I had my family right there, and I didn't have to like overthink or worry about them calling me and them saying, giving me some bad news about stuff. So that really helped. And just like being around my little sister, my mom, my dad, and my aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff like that when I wanted to just like take a break from studying. So that was good to just kind of kick back, be back in my old room, and eat home cooked Liberian food. I feel like I'm all over the place because my emotions are just all over the place. I want to thank you guys for your continued support. Thank you for everyone who sent their well wishes, who prayed for me. Thank you so, so much. Thank you guys for like believing in me, especially times when I didn't believe in myself, when I was like losing hope, losing faith in myself to, you know, be a good medical student based on this examination. And I know that an examination doesn't determine if you're going to be a great doctor, but unfortunately with residencies, you know, they look at your score, and it really does play a major, major role in whether or not you will actually become a licensed physician, or if you will practice in the specialty of your choice. So this exam is like really, really important, and I wanted to make sure that one, I passed, and two, that I got, you know, a decent score to make me competitive for the fields that I want to do. And with my scores, I'm very happy with my scores, given the circumstances, because I was all over the place. Like, I literally started off, I failed my first MBME, which is like the practice test. I failed by like 4 points or 6 points, whatever, something like that. So I failed the first one, and I was like, whatever, I know I'm gonna get better. And so I started studying, and I honestly changed my study schedule, like, I'm gonna say 5 to 6 times or something throughout the 8-week period, because certain things that I was using just wasn't working. And I realized that sometimes choosing to study like the person who got like the 250 or like the 270, which is like, you know, really high, is probably not the best way, because we're not starting on the same level. Like, some people don't have that same foundation. So some of those people were already like up there on their first practice exam, which I wasn't. So it was really important for me to get the basics down and kind of just scale it back. And so I did it my way, and I think that way definitely helped me. So I want to put together a guide for up-and-coming second years that are looking for guidance on how to study for the boards, and don't really have a good enough grasp on, like, you know, the basics and like the first year material, so that you don't have to struggle like how I did. Because I think the hardest part about dedicated was figuring out how to study efficiently and study in a way that will make you remember these concepts and learn it one time and make it stick. So that was honestly the hardest part of it. And I think if I can create a guide, or, you know, have a video for you guys, I think that would be really helpful for you guys, so you do not have to go through what I did. But currently right now, I just started my rotations. I'll be in the clinics and the hospitals for the next year. No more classroom lectures, which, hallelujah, I do not want to do, because, you know, I do not like lectures. So I'm actually starting in family medicine, and I've been rotating in New Jersey and Harlem, and it's very interesting. And, you know, it's definitely much different than obviously being in a lecture setting, because now we're seeing real patients, and a lot of the stuff that we learned for our boards and our classes, we're seeing it in real life, in practice. So that's really cool to keep up on those things, so that we can learn how to treat these patients and, you know, become better doctors and good doctors, because that's the whole point of medical school, right? It's so noisy today in New York City, and I'm sorry, but I just wanted to get this video out because I know that it's been a long time. I feel like I'm like jumping around and just saying different things. For sure, most people share their score when they have a 250 plus, because that's like, you know, a super high score where you'll get an interview anywhere, and, you know, you'll be very, very competitive. And yeah, I definitely didn't get a 250, but I'm proud of my score, like I said, given the circumstances. But I just feel like, just given the whole nature of like medicine, and just like this competitive nature, and having people, you know, compare things to you, and just kind of have something to hold over you, or just, I don't know. I rather not go there. So for the question if I will actually release my score, I don't know. Should I? I don't think I want to. I don't think I should, actually. So while I did not get a 250, I am very proud of my score given the circumstances that I endured, like leading up to dedicated and even during dedicated, just because like I literally was like going through it. Like I never had anxiety or like panic attacks that bad, and the day of the exam I could not sleep, and I had another panic attack the day of the exam, and I was honestly freaking out. I went on the website and I tried to see if I could just like reschedule it because I felt so prepared for the exam, but I knew that I was sleep deprived, and I was like, I'm gonna get questions wrong just because I didn't get enough sleep. So I went on the website and it said that it was too late to reschedule the exam, and I think the only option was to like cancel it or something, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not about to cancel it. So I went on Reddit, which is where all the crazy people go and talk about step one and level one and compare scores and talk about everything med school, and honestly everything's on Reddit, but like all the crazy people are there. So I was there like faithfully during dedicated. So I went on Reddit and I went to see if anybody else had this problem where they could not sleep the night before the exam, and there were actually a lot of people who were like, yeah, I only got 2 hours of sleep, I only got 4 hours of sleep, and I could sleep fine during dedicated, which for me, I was sleeping fine during dedicated. Like once I finished my acupuncture course of like the 6 sessions, I was sleeping like a baby. I was fine. I don't know what happened the day before. I think just my nerves, and I think I knew that I was so ready. Like I was honestly, like I was like feeling like I can and I will definitely get like a really competitive score, because I had like looked at all of my weaknesses and I finally like learned it and crystallized it, and I was feeling really good. I think maybe just obviously it was like nerves and all that stuff just like got to me, and I could not sleep, and I like was so mad at myself. I was like shaking, I was like crying, and I'm like, girl, like why can you not sleep? Like this is when you're supposed to sleep. Like what are you doing? So anyway, so I actually took the exam running on 0 hours of sleep. My first section, I was still sleeping. Like I answered questions, then I started running out of time, so I had to guess on a couple of questions. And then during each break, I went to the bathroom and I just like washed my face with cold water like 10 times. And I was like stopping myself, like, girl, wake up. You cannot be doing this. So by like the second block, I was like starting to wake up. And then the third block, adrenaline kicked in and I was like, oh, okay. Like there was honestly blocks where I think I probably flagged like one, but I felt like I probably got like every question on that block right. But I don't know, I was like feeling it because I was super ready for this exam after like pushing it back like twice or 3 times, whatever it was. But my first block, I'm pretty sure that was not my best block, but for the most part I felt really confident, I felt good, and honestly I'm just so glad it's over. That was like the worst part of my summer. Dedicated, I would say the worst part only because it was a little soul crushing, because it was like I know that I'm smart, and then I started like questioning myself, and I'm like, maybe I'm just like not as smart as I thought I was, and like then I was like, this is what I get for being mediocre and like not like going in on this class while we were learning it or something, and I was like kind of being hard on myself. And then I was like, no, like you are smart, you're worthy, you will be a doctor, like snap out of it. And all my friends were telling me the same thing, and I'm here today. I lived through it and I could tell my story. I don't know, I think I'm a little delirious. Do not pay attention to this. I don't know, but it is, what is it? It's July, and what are the kids saying? It's a hot girl summer, city girl summer, whatever it is. I don't know. But I need to enjoy my rotations. And yes, I still have exams after each rotation. So if I'm doing family medicine, in 2 months, I'll have an exam at the end of the rotation. Surgery, 2 months. Emergency medicine, after 1 month, I'll have another exam. What else? But in the meantime, while I have like a little bit of free time, I just definitely want to enjoy myself this summer. Like, give myself a pat on the back, celebrate my accomplishments. I've made it this far and there's no looking back for sure. I can only go up from here. So I'm still undecided as far as what specialty I'd like to go into, but I'll figure that out soon. I'm trying to do more research, and obviously during my clinical rotations, I'll be able to see like which ones I really like and which ones I don't. Currently, I would say I like internal medicine. Family medicine is cool because you can actually do a whole bunch of things. It doesn't like box you in. But I do like surgery also. Like, I come from a dental hygiene background, so I like to work with my hands. But I like seeing patients on a daily basis. But honestly, in conclusion, I really don't know. No, and I probably shouldn't keep dragging this conversation. Pero, yeah. You see this? I feel like I'm glowing because I'm not in dedicated study period. I'm so much happier. I got my scores and I can sleep better at night knowing that that chapter is done until next year around this time. Thank you guys again for all of your support, your prayers, holding me down, building me up, and I'm definitely going to continue doing more videos for you guys. I'm about to get a new camera and I'm about to take this to a whole other level, but I wanted to just put this video out today so that you guys know that I'm still alive and that I'm still here for you. Remember, follow me on Instagram at Madam Winnell. Leave a comment, ask me any questions you have, and I'm always here to help. This video is really dragging, but it's okay. I have not been on YouTube in a while, and I owe this to you guys. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. But yes, stay tuned. I'll see you in my next video. Hold tight. Leave some comments below and let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see. In the meantime, keep up with me on Instagram at Madam Winnell. Visit my blog, madamwinnell.com, for more info, more blog posts, and all that good stuff. And hold tight. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.